Hey guys, 2v8 is coming to an end and I have a desire to record a video where I want to talk about what I think about this game mode, why I actually like it, what positive and negative aspects I see in it, and what problems related to this game mode I would try to fix at the developer's place. First of all, I personally really like 2v8. With its August release, my interest in it has greatly increased because the gameplay of 2v8 itself is much easier and calmer for me than regular 1v4. You don't have to think about what perks you need to use, what perks the opponent might use. Basically, there's no specific and very strong meta in 2v8 which is so common in 1v4. The survivor gameplay is much calmer, the chases are mostly easier since you don't have to play mostly against S-tier killers with the best add-ons. On the other hand, the killer's gameplay is relatively easy, you don't have to think about the fact that the survivor may have dead hard, decisive strike or any other crazy extremely game-changing perks. Moreover, you don't have to be afraid of multiple toolboxes with branching parts or medkits with syringes. And now I actually understand why so many people play this game mode. You don't need to learn hundreds of perks and add-ons to be able to resist the enemy. It was the simplicity of this mode that gave it such popularity, and it's so much fun when you're playing with your friends. But unfortunately, nothing is perfect in the world, and of course 2v8 is no exception. It has several important problems, and I want to start with how difficult it is for the killers who play with a random teammate to win. And before discussing it, I want to say right away that I'm not saying that you can't win as a killer, and most likely your last solo killer games were wins. But anyway, I have to highlight the fact that if the survivors spend most of their free time repairing generators, then it's very difficult to do at least 6 kills in such a match as a killer. Even if the survivors run killers for like 20 or 30 seconds, this is already enough for their teammates to make great progress in repairing generators. If we compare the gameplay of the killers in 2v8 and 1v4, we can easily distinguish that the killers in 2v8 have much less opportunities to slow down the progress of repairing and healing. They only have abilities that help them in chases and provide information about where the survivors are, thanks to auto reveals. I think that the killers should have a little more ability to slow down survivors' progress, but I'm not asking for something too strong. You can try, for example, built-in thanatophobia, which will slow down the progress of the survivors while they're injured, which will force them to spend time healing each other. Again, I'm not saying that my idea is perfect. I understand that, for example, Legion will get a significant buff because of it. I'm just saying that the developers can try to come up with something interesting that will make playing as a killer a little easier. Because you can literally catch survivors very efficiently and quickly throughout the game, but the survivors finish gens anyways if they don't mess around the whole match. The second problematic moment that appeared with the latest release of the 2v8 mode is buffed sprint burst of the escapist class. To be honest, I don't understand what the developers were guided by when they decided to make SB's activation on a button. In my opinion, the escapist class was already the strongest class among others because it allows you to always have information about what resources are provided to you. This is especially useful since Scout can repair pellets, and thanks to the built-in windows of opportunity, you can find out about it while being relatively far from these pellets. Moreover, you have Sprint Burst, the most powerful exhaustion perk in the game, and previously, to use it effectively during the chase, you had to 99 it, which requires some certain skill. But now, any beginner can use it during the chase by pressing just one button when they see the killer's red stain. In my opinion, the developers made a big mistake. This buff makes it much more difficult to play killer, especially weak ones, such as Trapper or Nemesis. So I hope that they will rethink this decision and return the escapist class to its previous state. I will not talk more about the meta and the power of survivors and killers in 2v8 mode in this video, but if you want me to do a detailed analysis of all the classes of both survivors and killers, including which classes are the best for each of the killers, let me know in the comments. Personally, I am very interested in this topic, and I wouldn't mind making a video like this the next time 2v8 mod comes out. And the last topic I would like to discuss about this game mode is how things are now with the queue times, as well as what innovations I expect from the developers during the next release of the 2v8. No matter what anyone says, I think that the opportunity to play as survivor during the killer queue is a wonderful innovation that should have appeared much earlier. To be honest, during the previous launch of 2v8, I played only one match as a killer, and this is because I didn't want to wait for 15 minutes to play one match which lasts 10 minutes, so I only played survivors. Right now I can play 2 to 3 games while I'm waiting for the killer game, and I think it's great. It allows players to kill time in Surge by playing Dead by Daylight and not something other like GeoAgressor or Dead by Roblox, and that's great. But anyway, waiting for 25 minutes to play killer is too much. I understand that the problem is that everyone wants to play killer and not everyone wants to play survivor, even considering the 5 times multiplier bonus to blood points. Anyways, I think the developers can try to fix this problem so that we have to wait at least 10 minutes, because 25 is just too much. Further, the next appearance of the 2v8 mod must necessarily be accompanied by the appearance of at least 2 new killers, since in August we did not get the opportunity to play any new killers. I will also only be in favor if the developers add new maps, for example an extended Haddonfield or a swamp. I personally like that maps like Borgo, Greenville and the Institute have been added to the 2v8 mode. They have diluted the monotonous Macmillans, Records Yards and Colvin Farms, but you need to keep in mind the balance, as the Lair Institute is currently a very killer-sided map. It needs to be balanced. And also, I think the developers should think about adding a new class for survivors and killers. While it's hard to imagine what bonuses the new classes would give, but I think this will again make the gameplay a little bit more diverse and interesting. If you enjoyed this video, then you can like it. I want to express my gratitude to all the viewers of this channel. Your feedback on the last video is amazing and it's very important to me. Thanks again to everyone for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. See you soon.